Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, English with Annette. Have you ever felt stressed out? Pressures and demands of daily life can feel overwhelming. I hear you. Don't know where to start to get your studying routine in place? Lost track of your tasks and basically getting nothing done? Well, a study schedule can absolutely help you with that. No worries, in today's video I'm going to show you how to plan a study schedule effectively so you can be more organized and feel less stress. Have you ever heard about SMART goals? They provide a guideline, so to speak, when planning your study schedule. So what is SMART? First, I will show you what SMART is, and then I will walk you through how to plan a study schedule effectively using an assignment which you need to schedule and plan for. I will also share my own little hack for staying on top of my schedule, apart from the obvious ones such as taking breaks, minimizing distractions, and rewarding myself when I've done well. So stay with me to learn a simple yet effective small hack. If you like this video, please subscribe and remember to ring the bell so you don't miss out on new videos. If you have an idea for a video that you would like to see on this channel, please leave me a comment below. Oh, and be generous. Share the video. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So, what is SMART? Well, when people talk about SMART goals, what they are referring to is this. It stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound goals. I bet you're wondering how this applies to your study schedule. So let's break it down. Specific. Be precise. What will you actually do during this time? Are you submitting an assignment? Or reading pages in a book? Or perhaps you're taking a quiz? Again, be precise. Measurable. How will you measure your progress? How many chapters or pages do you need to read during the week? How can you measure this? Attainable, achievable. I've seen explanations for this using both these terms, that's why I'm including them both. What this means is, do you have the right resources to do this? Do you have the materials? Meaning, do you have the book and a quiet space to do the reading? This could be a quiet space at home, or perhaps you need to go to the library. Realistic, relevant. Again, I've seen people use both these terms, which is why I'm including them both. Can you actually meet this goal? Is the time you have planned enough for 2 chapters? And how will the result matter to you? Does it support your overall goals? This means doing this assignment, handing it in on time, passing this course. Does this support your overall goals? Time-bound. The activity is limited in time. So when is the deadline? When exactly is this activity taking place? Day? Time? Here's a template I made for you. I will put a link to it in the description box below so you can download it. So, as you can see, I have divided each day into 3 parts: morning, afternoon, and evening. I split them all up with breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but that is up to you. I did not add a column for time here, but I have done that in the template, again, which you can download from the description box below. So you have this blank schedule. How to know what to put in here first? Well, you need of course know your priorities. Exams, assignments, anything with deadlines really should go in here first. So now, about that example I mentioned earlier, we're going to take a look at an assignment and the instructions. I would like to ask you if you've learned something through this video today. If you have, I would appreciate it if you would take a moment and give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate your help. So, let's say you've been given this assignment, and the instructions are that you should read chapters 1 through 12 in the novel by Jane Austen, and you have a question which you need to answer and give examples. Also, you have the information about the deadline, and then there is some information on how and where to submit your assignment, and also instructions for minimum number of words and maximum number of words. So, we're going to start with the deadline and sort of work backwards from there. So what do I mean by that? Well, as you can see here, I have added the assignment as it said on Friday. Also, it was 5 p.m., right? This is the first step. Schedule your deadlines. In this case, we only have one deadline next week. And it's on Friday and it's at 5 p.m. So now, when we have that, we can go back to the assignment and look more carefully at the instructions to plan the study schedule effectively. So there are two things you need to do here. You need to read chapters and you need to write. Both of these activities are part of this assignment. Both reading and writing need to go into the schedule. Let's start with read chapters 1 through 12. As you can see here, I planned the reading for 3 mornings. Remember, this is just how I would plan it. Of course, you plan it in the way that it suits you. I tend to have a more clear head in the mornings than in the evenings, for example. I'm not sure if reading 8 chapters in one day is the best way to go, depending on your ability to focus and concentrate and stay motivated doing the same thing all day. Which is why I've split it up in 3 mornings. Start off with reading on Monday morning. Read chapters 1 through 4 and make notes, of course. And then you reread your notes. And here is my little hack for you. I've added tick-off boxes, so you can tick it off. Once you've completed chapters 1 through 4, you can tick those off. And once you've reread your notes, you can tick that off. It's a visual yet simple, really good way to help you keep track of what you've done and what you still need to do. Now, as you may remember, this assignment consists of 2 parts, reading and writing. So when you've read the first 4 chapters, you can start the writing by opening Word or Pages or whatever editor you have and outlining the structure. It gives you a bit of variation, gives you something else to do. And also, it's that great feeling of having started the writing instead of putting it off until the end of the week. Then it feels like you have a mountain to climb. Like you're starting from scratch. For me personally, I find it really helpful just to start, open a new document, name it, save it, do a bit of basic structure. Not much, but you've started it. It makes a bit of a difference actually. Also, you can start adding ideas and notes right away if you like, but start with the structure first. And then you keep going. You write a little bit every day. You read and you write a little bit every day. So can you see now how we started with a deadline? And then we worked, backwards to make it all come together on Friday in time for the deadline. But of course, when you're studying, you will have other tasks to do as well, apart from your assignment, of course. Now I will show you how to add those. But remember, this was the most important one, the one with the deadline. So this is an example of what the rest of the plan could look like for you. If you study a language, you will probably have listening exercises, vocabulary exercises, grammar. Perhaps you have a textbook with units that you need to go through. This is an example of how you can add those other tasks into your study schedule. And also make sure to have time for relaxation and social activities and exercise, of course. As an example, I've added swimming here, going out with friends. There's just one last thing I want to draw your attention to in this study schedule. I suggest that you, on Sunday evening, update your study schedule for the coming week. You will probably have another assignment and you need to plan for that. Depending on how and where you study, you may have a lecture you need to schedule. Or perhaps you're meeting classmates for a group project. It may not be reading and writing, it may be something else. Also, you could have an exam coming up soon, then you need to take that in consideration. Again, you do this as it suits you. If Sunday evening works for you, then fine, or perhaps Sunday morning, or even Friday evening. Again, you adjust this in the way that it works best for you. Also, about planning for exams, of course you need to add something for that for each week for perhaps several weeks. This was just a simple example with only one assignment and one deadline. Of course, you will most likely have more deadlines. Again, just remember to start with the deadlines. And then you go to the assignments or the tasks and read the instructions carefully. And then you can plan it out. And yes, use the tick boxes. Just to recap, how to plan a study schedule effectively. We're using SMART goals when planning a study schedule effectively. In the schedule, you are being precise. You will note what exactly you will be doing. It's measurable because you will read chapters, this and that, do tasks 1 and 2, for example, and then you can tick it off in the boxes. When doing the study schedule, you of course also need to think about if you have the materials that you need. Do you have the book? Do you have a quiet space to do the reading? Do you have your laptop for writing, for example? And also when you plan this, remember, is it really realistic? Is it enough time to read those 2 chapters? Did you plan 30 minutes for 2 chapters? Is that realistic? It will be time bound because you add your deadlines first and then work backwards. Also remember to add time for repetition. Rereading your notes, for example. And of course, your study schedule should include social activities and things you enjoy doing. And remember about the update on Sunday evenings. That way, come Monday morning, You will know exactly what to do. Just get started. Your study schedule will be effective if it's updated regularly. Did I upload a useful video for you? If I did, please leave me a comment below and hit that subscribe button. And yes, remember to ring the bell so I can notify you when I've uploaded a new video. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Remember, repetition is key in learning. So perhaps watch the video again and share it.